Hello.
Hi.
And welcome to Crochet Moments, episode 19.
Yep.
And this is my place where I like to talk all things yarn. I do knitting, crochet, and occasionally a bit of cross stitch. And I've got a special guest.
Me.
Who is going to have her own segment today once we finish the introduction bit. So just to let you know, you can find me on...
Look at these.
Hang on a sec. You can find me on Instagram. I am at Crochet Moments. All of my contact details are in the description box below. So if you want to send me an email or follow me on Instagram, by all means, you can do. So without further ado, I will pass you over to
me,
Katherine.
Hello. Now I have been doing some knitting over the last weekend, I think.
Yes.
And I've been doing some patterns in this. It's a children's knitting kit. Now the one I have finished and looks very cute is the rabbit.
No, don't show the pattern, you just show
sorry.
the picture. That's it.
There's the bunny.
Yes.
And here he is.
Let's move back a bit. That's it.
Isn't he so cute?
So let me just, so there he is. And you're going to tell our watchers about the yarn that you used?
Well, it's pink and sparkly.
That's the important bit. It's pink and sparkly. So this is stash yarn. The ball band was missing, so we can't remember what make of yarn. It is a DK weight, and you used a size 4mm knitting needle, didn't you?
Yep.
And I let her use some of my safety eyes, which was a bit of a mistake. In the pattern they used buttons. And
Big
Mummy
mistake.
helped sew it together, but his ears went a bit strange.
Now they look like one.
They do look a bit strange.
Ah.
Okay, so what are you working on now then?
Okay. My work in progress is in this very nice project bag made by my mum. And this is, if I can find it in here,
It's on the front cover there.
oh, the cat, which I knew was on the front cover. He looks very cute.
So we're practicing some stocking stitch.
Right now, the cat is this.
So you need to hold it with the right side forward. And then if you hold it close. Oh, not too close. A little bit back, go back a bit.
Okay, there are a few holes, but I'm just a beginner again, so
Yes.
no hard feelings
Yes,
there.
so we're practicing our stocking stitch. Let's just, and as you can see, we've got a few dropped stitches, which Mummy wasn't fast enough to catch. So we are going to continue practicing stocking stitch, aren't we? Because what is your plans with your knitting?
To sell my makes.
Yes. So Katherine has discovered my dolly clothes patterns and my toy patterns, and she really wants to have a go at them. Some of them are the Jean Greenhow patterns, so some very simple, some a little bit less simple. So yes, so she is mainly just knitting at the weekends at the moment, although I suspect if we want to be selling, we might need to do a bit of practice in the week as well to perfect our method.
But I might be a bit too tired from school to practice.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm really proud with her efforts. She's really trying. Really trying. And so that is Katherine's knitting moment. She can't quite get the hang of crochet yet, but we're working on it.
Yeah.
Oh, and what yarn are you doing your cat with?
Oh, I'm doing it with super Starcraft Special Double Knit.
Okay, so here it is, the Starcraft.
It's 100% premium acrylic.
Yep, and how many meters is it above?
295. Blimey.
These, she's just basically using my scraps and my part balls that I have. So yes, so that's Catherine's moment. I think that's what we should call this segment. And I do believe she now plans on going off to play her computer game.
Yep. Bye. You should hear me interrupting.
Yes, so that was Catherine's moment, and she's been so excited to have that moment all week since she finished her little bunny rabbit, and I'm really proud mummy, that she's trying. We're not perfect yet, but then I've been knitting too many years for me to admit, and I'm still not perfect, so that's all good. So on to my things now. So we have some finished objects. I have, how many finishes? 2 finished objects. And I am going to talk about a couple of whips. I've got a couple of new starts. And I've got a little bit of incoming as well. Finished objects. First of all, I've got a finished pair of socks. So, and I've already worn them once, and they're really comfy. And it was quite a warm day when I wore them, and I was worried because they're wool socks, knitted socks. I was worried that how warm my feet might get, but they weren't especially warm, so that was good. It wasn't a very, very, very hot day though. So I don't know whether or not my knitted socks could still end up as a autumn winter type of wear, but here they are. So this is the toe bean socks, and this is the pattern that I got with my Christmas Eve box from Knit Me Sane, which, if she does it again this year, I'm definitely getting. I really, really, really felt I got a good value for money with that box. It was not cheap, it was £40, but in it you get 100 grams of yarn, hand dyed yarn, and it's an exclusive colourway to just the boxes. This was Let It Go, and I'm trying to think. I've got, what have I done with it? I've got half a ball left. So it was a 100 gram skein. Somebody commented on my last video how they found the way I say skein funny. Skein, I don't know. Anyway. So here's a pair of socks. I've got about 50 grams left, so that is enough to make another pair of short socks, I would have thought. So that was really nice. I really enjoyed that pattern. It was a 4-row repeat, and it just really went quickly. Once I'd done a few repeats, it was in my head, so I didn't need to look at the pattern. I did need to use the pattern as I was going around with the gusset, but yeah, really happy with those. So of course that does mean that there's a new sock start. My other finished object, I'm not 100% sure about. I haven't sewn in the ends yet. Maybe I did the wrong kind of yarn for it. So this is a pattern that I crocheted from my Crochet So Lovely pattern book. So this was a pattern book that Simon bought me for Christmas a few years ago now. And I'll show you what it's supposed to look like. I've done it in the smallest size for Katherine to wear. And she does tell me it's a little bit strange to wear. Where has it gone? Where has it gone? Ah, here it is. So this is the Lapis. I'm just going to call it the Lapis tunic because I'm not quite sure how to pronounce the second name. But here is the top. This is how it is supposed to be worn. And I don't know, it just, it looks a bit strange. Maybe it's just, I did use the right weight yarn. This is Red Heart Heads Up. It was some vintage stash that was in my mum's stuff bag of yarn that I had. So it's got this ginormous cowl collar, which you sort of wear spread out like that. But it doesn't sort of sit down. Maybe once it's been washed a little bit, and then we've got this. So it does need blocking to stretch out the lace, which I need to get round to doing. All in all though, a really pleasant item to crochet. So it's the same back and front. And Katherine, because of how tall this cowl collar is, sort of wears it mostly across the shoulders. So it's sort of like that rather than up here. And it does look nice on her. I just need to get her to wear it out a little bit, stretch it out, and it should be fine. But I need to just sew the ends in because it's looking very scruffy, and then I need to work on getting it blocked. Excuse me, it's been such a busy day at work today, I'm exhausted. Oh dear. So that's my two finishes. So what have I been working on? So let's have a look at my owl post. So this, regular viewers of my channel will know, is my knit Harry Potter pattern. It is the owl post pullover. Here it is. And I'm doing really well. I have a sleeve finished and I've started the second sleeve. So, oh, I'm a DPN missing. What have I done with that? Oh, I'm not quite sure. So here's the back. Here we are. We've got a sleeve. Another I-cord there, and here we are on this sleeve. I've managed to minimise the hole just here where I've picked up stitches. It's still there, so I'm still going to need to fix that. But I've really enjoyed working on this. It's been lovely. Apologies, it seems I'm seeing everything on a screen behind the camera and it looks really dark to me, so apologies if it's a bit dark and you can't really see the cable terribly well. But I've loved this, and I've been trying it on throughout and it fits perfectly. It's just really, really good. And I can't wait to wear it. My biggest worry is it's going to get shrunk first wash and I'll have to give it to Katherine. But at the moment it fits perfect, so I'm going to get at least one good wear out of it before I end up having to pass it on. Simon is the primary laundry doer because he works from home, so he does a lot of the laundry while I'm at work. And he has got history of shrinking knitted items. So this is a primarily acrylic yarn. I'm using the Aldi Aran, which, here it is forest green, and it's such a good deal. I get a 400-gram ball, which is around about 800 meters, and it's $4.99. I think they are, these ones, $4.99. So that's all good. So as I am using my Knit Pro carbons, DPNs, and as I said before, I'm a little bit frustrated with them. I don't like the hollow sound they make when I'm working with them, and the sizes are already starting to wear off, and I've only used them for 1 and a bit sleeves. So I'm really excited at the progress I'm making on that. I'm very, very close to finishing. It's just not coming up on my work in progress wheel very often. So we shall see about that. Just a second. Oh, my throat's very dry today. That's better. Right, so next let's just work my way down, I think. So show you what I was working on last night. This was yesterday's work in progress. As some of you may know, if you're regular viewers, I am using a decision wheel to decide what I'm working on each day. When I have a CAL section pop up, I am going to be working on those every other day so that I don't fall too far behind on CALs. But all the other days will be work in progress wheel. And so this is the changing staircases pattern. Here it is. And it is a Dragon Hoard Yarn pattern. It's starting to look a bit scruffy now. I've been using it quite a lot, and this, I'm loving how this is looking, and it's going to look even better when it's all blocked. So this is the yarn I'm using. This is Blueberry Jam by Woolly Mama Yarns, and I've got quite a bit left actually. I've got about 30 rows left of the pattern. So I don't know whether or not to keep going until I'm about done with the yarn. So here it is so far. I can't wait to start wearing this. It's just really, really pretty. And it's a really simple set of 2 10-row repeats. And just this eyelet lace is just really so gorgeous. And the steps in there. There have been a couple of times where I've almost forgotten to do the decrease at this end, because it's you cast off stitches at the start of a purl row, and there have been a few times where I've had to tink it back, which is knit backwards basically, to get to the start of the row again and remember to cast them off. I am knitting these on my Knit Pro Zing interchangeables. These ones are the 3.5mm, and I really enjoy working with these. The cables are a bit bendy. They don't sort of straighten out too much, and I'm a bit reluctant to soak them in warm water, because I've heard that while that can help, it can also reduce how long the cables will last. Or maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. If you have any suggestions for bendy cables on circular needles, please let me know. So let's pop that back in its bag. So as I said, I've got 2.5 repeats left to go, and a knit row before I start casting off. So I'm really looking forward to getting that one finished, because then I get to wear it. Next, let's go with whatever whip is in my I Love Knitting bag. I think this one might be my Starbright. Oh no, it's not my Starbright sweater. This is my new start. So when I finished the Lapis tunic, I started a cushion, the Daring Dragonfly cushion, which is designed by Katherine, and it features in...
Was that person called Katherine?
Katherine with a C. You're Katherine with a K. As though she designed this yet. You'll be a good designer one day, sweetheart.
I better be.
This is in issue 40 of my Crochet Now magazine. This is a magazine I subscribe to, and quite often there are several patterns in there that I like. This is one that I want to do for definite. I think this sweater is absolutely gorgeous. I've made that hat. That hat's really nice. But yes, and that's the CAL that I did, which is around somewhere. I think Katherine was using it when we were in town, in the garden the other day. So here is what it should look like. I am using yarn from my stash, as I have explained previously. I'm trying to choose patterns that I can work from my stash with, so that I can justify buying more yarn. When there are gaps, when I no longer have shopping bags of yarn as well as a bookshelf full of yarn, then I am allowed to start buying yarn again. Although I have been using, I still buy the Aldi stuff because it's really cheap and it's really nice. So this is how far I've got so far. Ooh, it's pulling. There it is. So the colours are fairly similar. It's just I'm not using the asked for yarn. Oh, this is all Aldi yarn. So this is the Aqua double knit. I just love that colour. This is a royal blue that I've had for a while. The yarn band's in there somewhere. It was going to be something and then it got pulled out because I wasn't quite happy with it. And then this plum colour as well. So you might recognise this plum colour. This is some of the yarn that I had left over in the pack from the what was it called? It was a scarf I made anyway. One of my very early episodes, I think it was in episode 2 or 3. I'm using my 4mm hook. I think this is one of my range cheapies, which I really like using these ones as well as the Crochet Now one, Crochet Society ones. But I needed a 4mm and almost all of my 4mm were in project bags. So I needed this one. But again, this is one I've wanted to do for a while, and did consider getting the yarn, but I thought, well, I've got the colours, so I might as well use them. So that's that one. And now we go, oh, let's do this one. It's Starbright sweater, because there's not much to show on this. So this, here it is. So this is designed by Fran Morgan. I'm using some Aldi yarn, the grey DK. I'm a good representative for Aldi yarn, aren't I? That's all I use at the moment. And here it is so far. This is another project for Katherine to wear. So for the yellow is a some sheepies that I had left over from my CAL, which is here. And I'm really enjoying doing this, although I am at the stage where it's just plain stitches. It's a row of double crochets and a row of half trebles all the way down to the bottom. So I'm getting a little bit bored already. I'm not the biggest fan of repeating stitches over and over and over and over and over, but it would make for good mindless crochet if I wanted to do something in the car without having to think about it. Obviously with bank holiday weekend, it's bank holiday weekend this weekend, so I'm filming on Friday the 30th of April, and on Monday the 3rd, yes, the 3rd.
Mayday, it will be Mayday.
Yes, as Katherine so helpfully says, it will be May Day. So that is what we'll be doing, and the hook I am using, is that the one I'm using? Let's just double check that it is. Yes, I believe that's the right hook. I'm sure I had another hook in here, but I can't find it for now. But I think this is the one I'm using. This is my Crochet Society hook, which is 3.25. It's one I got in last Christmas, not Christmas 2020, Christmas 2019. I think that one was in that box. Which I no longer subscribe to Crochet Society, which I'm actually glad, because I've been keeping an eye on the unboxings since I stopped subscribing, terrified that I will get envious, and I haven't been. There's nothing in the last couple of boxes since I've stopped subscribing that I thought, well, I wish I had that. So I'm okay so far. Not too much left to show actually, works in progress wise. So socks, as intimated earlier, I have started a new pair of socks, and these I've now started working on my Winweek Mum's Christmas Socks volume collection 1 pattern book. I just plan on working my way through the patterns. I like all of the patterns in here, and I will shortly be getting a 52 weeks of socks pattern book, which means 52 pairs of socks to be made, lots of new techniques to learn. So let's not show that page because that page has some of the pattern on. These are the Dasher socks, which is a rib and textured pattern. I'm making these for Simon because I keep going on about how I am going to make him some socks, and I'm finally getting around to doing it. So this is, let's get the ball band out, King Cole zigzag sock yarn, and so far I'm quite enjoying working with this. So here it is. It's all shades of grey and black, and there's a bit of white in there as well. Does this have a colourway, or is it just a colour number? It's called Humbug, which is perfect for Simon sometimes. I'd say don't tell him I said that, but as he often watches these videos through before I put them through,
He's actually gonna hurt.
He'll know. So far I haven't got very far. I've done the rib, so 15 rows of rib, and I've done, I think, 3 or 4 rows of pattern. It's a 2-row repeat, and it's just a combination of continuing the rib, some of the rib down the sock, and a little bit of texture. So I think it's like a moss stitch type situation going on. I'm using my Knit Pro Zings short circulars for these. I've cast on 64 stitches for Simon. I usually cast on 60 for myself, so I'm going to try a 64 stitch cast on for his first pair, and hopefully they won't be too small, they'll fit in perfectly. But those are my socks. Whip this just on its own. So that's that project. So a couple of new starts. So let's start with my Get Connected cushion. Now here's my phone. Let's just get my phone, a picture up of it on my phone for you, because I haven't printed the pattern out. It's all on my phone, which is helpful. Get Connected. Designed by Martin Up North. It's a free pattern on his blog, or you can pay to download it. And I kind of wish I had paid to download it, but I'm almost halfway on the main patterned bit now, so it's almost not worth it. So there we go. There's the pattern. It's really, really nice. So this is mosaic crochet. And it's the overlay crochet, not so the mosaic crochet that I have done mostly previously has been the one where you do chains and you crochet into the missed stitches. So overlay crochet is where you crochet front loop only, back loop only for the double crochets or single crochets, depending on what terminology you use, and then you do a treble or double into the front loop of the row 2 rows below. So that's the pattern. This is how far I am. So I'm loving this. Really, really loving this, and the colours are amazing. And I'll go into that in a minute, because this is part of my incoming as well. So this is a make along on the Sheepies Facebook page. So I joined the Facebook page mainly for getting help and advice on this, and didn't realise that along the way they also do other make alongs, and I've decided I'm going to try and do as many of them as I can squeeze in. If I see something that I like, then I'm definitely going to make it. And I loved this pattern, so I had to do it. And I'm doing it in the called for yarn. So I've treated myself a little bit to some river washed yarn and a ball of stone washed for the border. So these are the main colours, and then this is going to be the border that goes around it. So this is the colour Nile. I just love that orange. I need to make something else in this orange. It's gorgeous. This is Danube. And this one is Moonstone. So it's really, really nice. And I love the centre pull tags, the easy start tags. I love those. So this is, what weight is it? I can't actually remember what weight this is. It's a sport weight. There it is. I found it on the, it's a sport weight. So it's a little bit heavier than a 4-ply, but lighter than a DK. I think that's how I understand sport weight. It is 78% cotton, 22% acrylic, and it's really, really nice to work with. It's really, really nice. So this is actually the yarn that the luxury kit for these was made out of, was set up in. So I'm really liking that. This is how much I've got left on my first ball of each colour, and I am about a third of the way. I think I'm not far away from the halfway point, and then I'll be reducing stitches, so it will be, I'm not worried about the ends because this pattern has an enclosed border, which I'm going to definitely be using. I will have to sew the ends in on one side though, because my children being my children, I won't be able to keep a cushion as nice as this clean for too long. So I plan on doing a button closing across the top edge. It's not coming out quite at a right angle there, so I don't know whether or not I'll need to block this, but I'm loving it. It's so soft. It is so beautiful, and the designer actually has adapted the pattern so you can make it as a wrap as well. Budget wise, I don't think I could stretch to the wrap at the moment, but we shall see. We shall see. I don't want to spend any of my Sheepy's CAL budget for this year, but I'm really enjoying that. So that was also part of my incoming. So my last whip is the Crochet Now 2021 CAL. So this is designed by Esther of All in a Nutshell. This is the blanket. So I finished part 1 and I finished it in an evening. I doubt that future parts will be as quick to finish because, well, it's just going to keep getting bigger, isn't it? So this is, here it is. This is part 1, which is rounds. Sorry, I keep saying row and it's rounds. Because you're working in the round, not backwards and forwards. This is the first 10 rounds. I'm not quite sure how many rounds in each part is going to be included. This is going to be taking part over a year. I think it's usually about 10 or 11 parts. They're CALs. I'm using my rainbow stitch marker. I love my rainbow stitch marker. So this is going to be my stitch marker for this project. I'm sure at some point I'll need extra stitch markers to help me keep count as the rounds get larger, but I really like it. I really like it. It's very pretty. And I do plan on, and I have started, so I'm taking a picture of each round as I finish it, and when it's done I'm going to put them all together and do a little video just so we can see it grow. I don't know how many of you have seen the video that Simon put together. He went through all of my past videos and cut out all the parts where I talk about my Sheepy's CAL and put them into one video so you can see it grow as it goes through. And it's really good. So do go take a look at that. Simon spent a long time on it, and he would definitely like to hear any feedback that people might have for that. So here's all my yarn for my Enigma CAL. As you can see, I'm not using the asked for yarn, which is Colour Crafter or Stonewashed. I shopped my stash, basically, which is what I've done for my blanket along as well, which is what I will talk about next, because my blanket along starts tomorrow. Yay! My pattern is over there, so I won't go and get that now, but I'm going to be doing the Starcraft boho blanket using stash yarn, and I will be chaining the first chains tomorrow morning before I go to work, and then I'll carry on in the evening when I get home, and I can't wait to get started. I'm going to be working on it every other day for the time being, and if I finish that, one of my very loyal subscribers, hello Sofity, has made a suggestion of a blanket. It's a fairy tale blanket and I can't remember the name of the designer, so I will pop that somewhere around my head. And it looks amazing. So I am definitely 100% when the boho is finished doing that blanket, without a doubt. And it's a free pattern as well. And how the designer is doing it as a free pattern, I do not know. It's stunning. She should be charging. I would happily pay for it if there was a paid for version. I haven't spotted one. Anywho, incoming. Yay, incoming. So yarn, not huge amounts of incoming for yarn. I had hoped to be able to show you my mini skein subscription from Dinah's Home of Crafts. It's not here yet. It's usually here by now, but it's not here yet. I do believe it's on its way, but it's not here yet. So that'll be next time. Yes, it is. It is. So yarn wise, other than my Get Connected yarn, while I was there ordering some sheepies yarn, and I needed to make them order up so I could get free shipping, I have treated myself to some Our Tribe. It's very nice yarn. I do. This is a yarn I keep taking out to give a bit of a stroke to. So this is the colour Miss Neris. It's a 70% merino superwash, 30% polyamide yarn. It's a, what weight is this? I think it's a 4-ply. I believe it's a 4-ply yarn, but it doesn't actually say on here, or at least I'm not spotting it anywhere on here. But I believe it's a 4-ply yarn. It definitely looks like a 4-ply to me. 420 meters for 100 grams ball. And it's so pretty. Now this is going to be a shawl. When I bought these yarn books, there were a couple of patterns that I fell in love with that I needed to make. A crochet one and a knitted one. So the crochet one is the one for this colourway, and here it is. It's the Little Sister shawl. So that is going to be made with that yarn. I am currently looking for the yarn to make this one. I love the colour that it is. I want to get this colourway. But when I went to order, I thought I might just pop, because it's 2 balls for this one, 3 balls for this one. Unfortunately, all of the website I was ordering from Wool Warehouse, and they were out of stock of that colour. And I thought, never mind, let's put together a yarn order for another place and order that when I get paid. Out of stock there as well. So I don't know. I am going to my local yarn shop and the haberdashery section of John Lewis tomorrow after work. So I might see if they have something comparable in stock that I can use. It doesn't have to be done in sheepies yarn. I love that shawl. So this one's going to be for Katherine, this one's going to be for me, and I need to find a little one for Emily. I might just do her a little granny triangle shawl. So that has gone onto my new start wheel. So whenever I finish something, I spin my wheel to see what I'm going to start next, which I have populated with all the things that I already have yarn for that I want to make. So I have some magazines to show off and some prizes. So Crochet Now issue 68 we're up to now has arrived, and as you can see there are some 1 or 2 things in there that I like. So just to pick a couple, let's show. So I really like that. I'm really enjoying my adventure into amigurumi, and when I get good enough, I'm going to have a go at doing that because I love that. And there's also a couple of other things in here. There's a really nice wrap. What else? Ooh. Oh dear, I'm getting all in a tizzy with my... And look at that cushion cover. That is amazing. It is the Paris Blossom cushion by Vicky Roberts. That's gorgeous. I'm making that. I am making that. Without a doubt. I'm making that. I love that. Now, free gifts this month. We had a Hook Nook pattern book. Just the one thing in there that I wanted to make. And I love the Rowan patterns. And there's some gorgeous stuff in here. So, it's really hard to show this because they're... Look at that wrap. Just look at that wrap. It's a bit adventurous, but I want to do that one. And there's, yeah, so those, that was the standout ones for me on that one. And pushing, I have been asked to make that
By me.
by Katherine. I'm not sure. We shall see. If I find myself minus a blanket in progress, then maybe I might see about putting together the yarn for that. But it's not something that floats my boat. We shall see. I also got the Knit Now, and as you can see, I've attacked that one with post-its too. There's a few things over here I want to make.
Yeah, that's what you are. You're about to attack.
And I've actually made the decision to subscribe to this because they are starting a knit along, and subscription has the yarn for it, so a subscription would come with all that yarn. So I've not used any of those kinds of yarns before. I don't think I've used any Rico yarns. It's a brand that I've wanted to try, so I thought, well, I seem to be buying this magazine more often than not when I'm just picking magazines that have patterns that take my fancy. So I thought, well, I might as well. And there's some gorgeous things in this one. As you can see, there's gone a little bit mad. So there's a beaded shawl. As you might remember, I have said I want to have a go at knitting with beads. So all around here in this lace, there are little beads. So that's one I want to try. There's this absolutely gorgeous wrap. I just love that. Absolutely love it, love it, love it. Sweater. That is so my style. And I've even found a pattern for the yarn, the really nice fancy silk yarn that I got for Christmas. I'm going to be making that. So that's in my new start wheel already, because I instantly saw it and immediately thought, I know what I want to do with that. So that's that. And then this really pretty, it's like a wrapdigan. It's not a cardigan, it's not a wrap, it's a sort of a bit of both. I'm not quite sure. Let's just, there we go.
Just under 7 minutes and you gotta pull it.
So there it is there. So it's sort of connected just under the arms. I really like that too. So that is the Knit Now magazine, and with the magazine I've got these handy little yarn checkers which I haven't taken out of the packets yet. You basically use it as a guide, so you can either do wraps in this little cutout here, and the amount of wraps you get in that section indicates the thickness of the yarn, the weight of the yarn. It's also got these handy little grooves, so if you didn't want to do the wraps, you can just slot them in the grooves. And a Paddington scarf. So yeah, my last incoming is one thing for me and two things for you guys. Well, or you guys who are taking part in my make along.
You better be there are prizes.
Just had a
motorbike.
I think it was a motorbike went past and made a really strange sounding noise. It sounded like a phone going off. Anyway, I went to the works the other day and I treated myself to a winter knits book. And there's some really nice ones in here too. It's a really good price as well. It's £5, reduced from $14.99 is the RRP. I'm trying to show this without showing any of the pattern. I need that scarf in my life. I need to learn colour work so I can make that scarf. It's gorgeous. I need to learn knitted colour work. Although actually, because it's got a chart, I could try crocheting it. It wouldn't have the same drape though. Because I know how to crochet colour work. I just haven't got the hang of knitting it yet. And one other thing to show you out of here is some little slippers that the girls have asked for, because it goes from 4 to 6 to adult size, and there they are. So if you do have a works, head over, they're craft books. They have this for £10 and they've got quite a few copies in my local one in Leicester in the city centre. So if that's a book that you've wanted but been put off by the price, because RRP is £23 but it's £10 in the works. So I have got the first part of my 2 prizes for my make along. So those of you who may not be familiar, I am hosting a make along that starts tomorrow on the 1st of May until...
Which is when we're going to go to town. We're going to get a Happy Meal. Well, that's me and Emily.
Yes, the girls are excited
the
about
Sims Sport Seasons Expansion Pack. I'm so excited.
The girls are so excited about being able to get out in public again. We're going to risk a visit to the city centre tomorrow after work. Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted, I am, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, I am hosting a make-along. It is the Crochet Moments Ball, because we are all making blankets. So for the next, I can't remember if I set it for 3 or 4 months. I'll have to check. I'll put the dates that it's running floating around my head somewhere. So yes, all you need to do to take part is work on a blanket and post your works in progress and finished objects projects on your Instagram, and remember the hashtag Crochet Moments BAL, Crochet Moments BAL, and that will automatically put you in to the draw. So at the end, I will be drawing at random 2 prize winners for this make along. So I'm really hoping we get a few people take part. If not, it'll be really easy to do that random draw. I will, if you don't have Instagram and want to take part, you can email me your pictures and I will assign you a number for part of the draw and you'll be included that way. So I have bought some books. So there will be 2 prize packs. In it will be some yarn, which will be bought tomorrow at my local yarn shop. I decided to support her, seeing as she's been stuck closed for far too long, and I really miss going in there. So, and I've seen some really nice yarn in the window. So we have got Crocheted Home, which is very, very, very lovely book. Lots of lovely projects in there for around your home. And Crocheted Throws and Wraps. Again, some really nice patterns in there. So that will be included with some yarn, which I will be buying tomorrow, as I've already said. And I can't wait to get into a yarn shop. I miss yarn shops. So yes, to take part, you will need to be 18 or over, because you have to be over 18 to be able to give your contact details to me, and be a subscriber of this channel. And don't forget to use that hashtag. So I will be putting something up on Instagram to get things going tomorrow, so keep an eye out for my starting pictures of my blanket. And I encourage you all to pick up your hooks. If you have a blanket whip or a languishing blanket whip that you want to get finished, now's your excuse to get it out and work on it. Because if you don't even need to finish it, just work on it for a bit, post a progress picture, and hopefully win a prize. Hoping that somewhere along the line I might hit my 100 subscribers. I'm edging a little bit closer each video that I do. So once I get to 100 subscribers, there'll be a giveaway as well. So giveaways are plenty. So yeah, I think that's probably about it for today. I will try not to waffle on too long. Talking too much. Just tell me to shut up. So I am going to go pour myself something a little bit alcoholic, I think. Yes, alcoholic. Fruit tea I can have a fruit tea tomorrow. And so I wish you all goodbye, and stay safe, happy crafting, and I shall see you again soon. Bye.